G'day everyone and welcome to DVD Openings. I'm Lachlan Madison. Now all DVD Opening R420 is Matthew Whitson, Whitso, 2009 DVD, and here we go.
I guess the decision to retire sort of came about after a good couple of months of it sort of playing on the back of my mind. I guess when I injured myself towards the end of the season playing for Coburg, sort of never really recovered from that point on. I was umming and ahhing in my own mind. I went away on holidays and I was trying to do some training and I just couldn't get above a certain level. So I guess I just had a gut instinct that the leg wasn't right. I started pre-season training and sort of was struggling with it a little bit, and I went and saw the surgeon and we had another scan on the hamstring, and it probably confirmed what my gut instinct had been telling me, that it just wasn't getting better and I required another operation. So pretty much as soon as I heard that, I thought, well, I think it's time to maybe hang them up.
It was a difficult time, the 48 hours leading up to Richo's retirement. I'd expect him to play on. I'd expect him to confirm that publicly, and I expected then to sort of plan a bit of a year around that, to end the speculation. But like the 48 hours before his retirement, he got a bad scan. It was a difficult time for him. His mind changed dozens of times. Look, as a friend, and not so much as the CR Richmond, as a friend, I was really sort of feeling for him because I knew what he was going through. And at the end of the day, he put the club first. He could have had surgery, he could have rehabilitated, come back in sort of April, May and gone again, but he wasn't confident in the ability of his body to go through it, so he put the club first and said, no, basically I'm cooked, and which says a lot about him. But look, it's a sad time to be losing a great icon of the club and a personal and great friend, but time stops for nobody.
As a kid, it meant everything, the mini league started down in Devonport in the Devonport Junior Mini League for the Saints Footy Club. So we played every Sunday morning, and I did that right through primary school. So a lot of happy memories there. A lot of my best mates were made from my junior footy days, and just progressed through the junior ranks at Devonport. Went into the Devonport Football Club and ended up playing senior footy there under Peter Knights, and then I came over to Melbourne after that. So, I always played footy as a kid. Played a lot of sport, footy, basketball, but I think footy was always the number one love. My parents were always a huge support, in my junior footy career. Dad actually was involved in the East Devonport Football Club. So a lot of the time he was over at the East Devonport Footy Club working. So, I was up there watching East Devonport play, running around at quarter time, half time, doing the scoreboard in the change room. So, life always revolved around football, and I obviously knew as I got older that Dad played for Richmond, so I naturally barracked for them. I never got to see him play a game. He retired the year that I was born, but, we had a few old videos and scrapbooks, so, they were a big part of my upbringing, having a look at those.
Couldn't hold the mark, but enough takes it to Northey. Northey over to Bill Richardson, he fumbles. Richardson gets around Silvani, he steadies, he shoots. He's going to throw.
He's not a big talker, Dad. He doesn't sit down and talk about himself or, about his footy days too much. But, I got a lot of the stories out of, the scrapbooks. And then when I moved to Melbourne and became part of the club, a lot of Dad's old teammates were floating around the club, like Mike Perry, who's a mentor of mine. they were always pretty keen to tell stories about him. When I was younger, in primary school, it was probably more of a dream, but by the time I got to high school, you know, I'd started to take it a lot more seriously, and you get to the age of 15, 16, and you know, it really becomes a desire then. So I think by the time I was in, you know, year 9, 10, 11, 12, it sort of went from being a dream to, you know, something that I really, really wanted to do. And I guess when I started playing senior footy down in Tasmania, you know, it became a real chance then, because, you know, teams were starting to take a little bit of an interest. So I guess once you know that they're watching you, it becomes a real burning desire at that stage. Peter Knights was a big influence on me in that year that I played for Devonport. Back then it was a pretty strong competition, the Tasmanian Statewide League, and you had a lot of guys that sort of got delisted from AFL footy and went down and played in the TFL with the you know, the view to getting redrafted. So, you know, you had a lot of ex-players down there coaching. Peter Knights, Robbie Gronawegan, Bob Keddy was down there coaching, and, you know, they're just a few. But Knights, he had a big influence on me. He was very professional. You know, he tried to bring that professionalism into the Devonport Footy Club, and I think it really helped me, you know, work out what it was going to be all about when I got to Melbourne. You know, over my career, there's been a lot of people that have had an influence on me. All of my coaches back in my junior days, I think they all had an influence on me. And then when I got to Melbourne, you know, people around the footy club, all my coaches have had
And that's tonight's 75 innings. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday night, and it's right here on Patterson AFL. Good night, everyone.